What's up, guys? The Lazy Goldmaker here with another video in my Road to 100 Million Gold series. Last week, they turned on double legendaries for us, and I ended up with a ton of sales. This week, well, we're already past the peak, so I actually know that my sales are going to be a lot lower. But let's take a look at how the week has gone. We'll look at Draenor first, and then look at the overall numbers, and I'll talk a little bit about how things are going on Sylvanas. So let's dive in. So here we are on my guy who's been posting, what's it called? Crafter's Mark gear. As you can see, it's a good chunk of gold, but nothing incredibly spectacular. Prices are in general quite a bit down, with the cheapest one selling for about 9,000 now, which is just a very small amount of profit. Currently, Progenitor Essentia, last time I checked, was about 7,000 gold, actually a little bit lower, because Progenitor Essentia just absolutely collapsed in price the moment, just a couple of days after rank 7s were out, or double legendaries I should say. As soon as people could get Unity, well, people got it day 1, day 2, and then over the weekend things have just collapsed in price. Of course, they increased the drop rate of Progenitor Essentia as well, but the overall trend is that anything that uses Essentia has gone down in price significantly. Profit margins are down, but you're still making good money. So obviously 1.6 million. A couple of sales every day. I haven't restocked this religiously. I've tried, as you can see, there are some more expensive ones here. So some pieces crafted with the correct stat combinations seem to be making potentially a lot of gold. So we're just adding the right missives, we can get, well, double the gold. That's a lot more. Rings and necklaces, definitely very, very competitive right now. Some of the other armor types are not as competitive, not as tightly competitive, and you can make some more gold there. It's definitely server dependent. On Sylvanas, the profit margin is much higher. Like Progenitor Essentia is cheaper there, it's about 5,000. But I'm selling these for more. The cheapest ones are about 15,000 on that realm, making this market spectacularly profitable on that realm. Whereas here on Draenor, where there's an absolute ton of competition, the margin is a lot lower. We're still making some gold, but nothing super spectacular, essentially. All right. So now we are on to the legendaries, and it's the same trend here. As you can see, a lot of the rank 7s are down as low as 32, 33, 35k gold. But there are some slots still sell for quite a bit. You can see some Grim-Veiled Bracers, a Grim-Veiled Belt, another Grim-Veiled Bracers. There are some recipes that are still selling for 2, maybe even 3 times the material cost, which is really nice. But most of them are fairly cheap. That's the general trend right now. Obviously, that's what happens once you pass peak demand and they turn up the drop rate significantly for the Progenitor Essentia. So we'll see how much we have in sales. We have 4 million on the first one. It's possible we're just like barely profitable. I did not repost as much this week as I did the last couple of weeks. So that's annoying, but nothing I can do about that now. I already did or didn't repost. So I'm guessing we'll be sitting at, yeah, another 1-ish million, so about 5 million in sales in legendaries this week, which is a lot less than last week. Last week I did 21 million. I did repost less this week, and I didn't recraft as much because I didn't want to get stuck with a lot of Progenitor Essentia or expensive stock, as the price of items was just slowly trending downwards. So I probably ran out of a lot of ran out of some of the more profitable ones for periods of this week, which is what's going to happen when you don't restock. Then you'll run out and you won't get any sales. So yeah, there are still items that are profitable. As you can see here, we can see some like Shadowghast Breastplate, 60k, very nice. Shadowghast or Grim-Veiled Bracers, 90,000, very nice. So we're still making gold here for sure, but the profit margin is down, and it's going to be a bit of a tougher road to eke out the last 100 million, most likely. Now, interestingly, on Sylvanas, the other realm where I'm doing legendaries, the margins are much higher. As I already said, the Progenitor Essentia on that realm is down to like 5,000 gold. But a lot of the recipes are, I only have 6 max rank recipes. Some of them are still selling for more than 100,000 gold, or at least getting posted for that. I'm not seeing as many sales, but I haven't spent as much time reposting. At this rate, I should probably spend more time reposting on that realm, just because the profit margin per item is just incredible. But I have way fewer recipes, which is going to limit the amount of gold I can make, absolutely. A surprising amount of recipes are showing as below minimum price. I'm not sure how cheap they are. We have 30,000 for rank 7 Umber-Hide leggings. There is no way that's profitable unless you have some very cheap vestiges, which might be the case because the blacksmithing vestige is extremely cheap compared to some of the others. Or you're botting or something. But it's still profitable, but sale rate is very, very, very much lower this week than it was last week. I sold like 120 legendaries this week. Last week I think it was a couple of hundred, like 300. A lot more and a lot higher prices. So, but that's how it is. Now we're in the slow and steady part of the race again. But it's still selling relatively fast. I mean, I'm still selling 120 something legendaries in a week, which is still pretty good. So I guess we'll just have to see what this means for the overall numbers. So here we are at the overall numbers, and it's a little bit like I was afraid of. Not much movement compared to last week. We made 1.2 mil in profit, which is less than I would have hoped. Obviously, sale rate is very, very significantly down. And that's pretty much it. That much less sales, a lot less profit. I did invest a good chunk this week, as you can see from these numbers. I did do some crafting just before the reset. But yeah, this is a lot lower than we want it to be. On Sylvanas, this is a little bit more promising. We made a little bit less, not much less than last week, just a little bit less. And I made some gold, and this even includes finally stocking up more than one of each legendary that I have. So I think at this point it might be a little bit more worth to spend time on this realm. There's a ton of stuff that I'm out of on this realm right now. I could craft a lot more Crafter's Mark item level 262 gear and legendaries, and just reposting them. So I think that's where I'll want to put my effort, particularly the Crafter's Mark gear on this market. On this realm should be bringing in a lot of gold. And then obviously we'll just get a tiny bit of help from the other realms, like 91k this week. Fairly slow week, obviously, but every little bit helps. We're almost at 77 million, just under that. So if I crank it up, it might be possible to get to 80 million for next week. We can have that as a stretch goal, hope. But we'll see, because I will be going on Easter vacation and pretty much be gone from the game for a week. So we'll see what we do. I'll probably get some reposting done while I'm away, but it will be a lot less than it has been. So that's pretty much it. I still need to crank out. It should be possible to generate more sales on this. I think I've just been slacking a little bit too much, and I need to more diligently or more consistently restock, so I have items for sale, and including that I have the most in-demand slots for sale, because I think I was out of the in-demand slots for a very long portion of time this week because I didn't restock. And then it's just to keep on top of reposting whenever I can, and hopefully we shouldn't be spending too much more time until we're done with this. We're getting there, at least. We're getting there. So that's it for this episode. Hopefully you're enjoying following along as I try to get to 100 million. If you are, make sure you leave a like or a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.